everybody. I wanted to do a channel update, and I keep getting messages on Facebook and through YouTube asking how we're doing. And, as far as moving here and how things are going, as far as getting settled in. So I thought I'd give you a little update. We've got some challenges, and the video that I uploaded recently regarding the dispute that's going on between the landowner and us, and I showed some detail. I showed you where that is, and I wanted to update everybody on what's kind of going on. We've learned a lot about this little cabin and, living here, and obviously the weather changing. We've learned that, it's not sealed up. Whoever put this cabin together, it's handmade, so nothing's level, nothing's straight. But whoever put it together didn't believe in caulk at all. We're not finding any caulk. We've had to take down windows and recaulk. There's a lot of broken windows, so we're going to have to take an inventory of those and then replace the windows as a little at a time, maybe. We are getting an influx of the ladybugs and the Japanese beetles. The locals here are telling us that the government actually releases the Japanese beetles not too far from here, so we're getting them in swarms. And because there's no caulking around the windows, they're attacking this cabin. Wherever there's a warm spot, they're wanting to come in, and I can actually hear them coming in and trying to come in this window as we speak. It's about 61 degrees outside. The temperature is dropping. We're going to get down to freezing tonight. So between now and 8 o'clock tonight, it's going to drop dramatically. And they're just trying to find a warm space to be in. I never really didn't like ladybugs till I moved here. I always thought, in Texas, the ladybugs are so cute and friendly. And the more I learn about them and the more, what they're bringing in with their cousins, the more I don't really like them. And I find Miss Ladybugs almost, intrusive and rude, which I always thought they were so gentle. It's the beetles that come with them that bite. And I came home last Thursday from the ladies' event or Bible study that I do every week. And they were we had to have not only the fly swatter, the bug spray, and the vacuum cleaner going simultaneously because they were just pouring in the windows. And they were all in our bed. They were all in the dresser. They're all over the floor. I mean, remember, this place was empty for years, and so they just wreaked havoc in here with the wasp, and they just lived with, with all their little insect friends. So that has been, the bugs are just a real challenge here. Obviously, we live in the forest, so, I get that. We've got the land issue going on. We are undecided what we need to do. This last week, we had another challenge come up. My husband's truck engine blew. We were on our way to take the walnuts into Strawberry, Arkansas, and his oil pressure flatlined. And I had decided that day I wasn't going to ride with him, that I was going to follow him because I didn't trust his truck. It was constantly making noises and acting up. And I told him, I don't want to get broke down on a road. We don't know where we're at. We have nobody to come and get us, so I don't want to get trapped. We're going to take my car, and I'm going to follow you. And just as soon as 30 minutes out, his oil pressure flatlined, and we got to where we were going, and then he called one of our neighbors, and then they brought a trailer to come pick up the truck and take it to the mechanic. That following this Monday, and he was driving to Dallas in my car. So we've had some challenges this last week, and then with what's going on This weekend is modern gun, full open season hunting, so we're anticipating a lot of aggression to come up our driveway. We do have gates, in case anybody's leaving anything in the comments for that video. We have gates, we have video cameras, we have a survey, we have a deed to the property, we have all this stuff, but what you need to realize is a lot of this is retaliation. We took away their laundry facility, the hunters. We took away their water. We took away a cabin to take a shower if they wanted to, to break in here, because no one was living here. And so they are aggressively retaliating, and they're getting the landowner, they're filling his head with a bunch of stuff as well. When I say he, it's the landowner's not a man. It's his mother's property and her sister. So it's a woman. But anyway, they don't live there. There's nobody that lives on that side of the fence. So they live in Newport, Arkansas. They don't live near here. And they run a hunting club as part of their income. And there's about probably 15 to 20 guys that come up in their RVs, boats, UTVs, ATVs, you name it, they're bringing it, and they're hauling it on trailers up here. We had a couple of trucks fly into our yard and try to run my husband over, wouldn't even get out and talk to us. We've had strange cars come up here at night, shine their lights on, and of course everybody says shoot them. Well, that's not an answer, because Bill and I don't really want to spend the rest of our life in jail, so we're not going to shoot anybody. And we don't really want to shoot their tires. That was somebody said that, but we don't want them stuck up here. So we're not trying to injure anybody or injure any kind of situation at all. We want to handle it legally. And people say, well, call the cops. Well, we are 40 minutes, I want to say 40 to 45 minutes from the nearest police officer, unless you can't go 100 miles an hour on these dirt roads. You would bottom out your car or SUV or whatever you're driving. So that's not an option either. We do have video cameras. We can video them coming through. I always should take out my camera and my phone with me when I go outside. It's not a habit for me yet. I'm not used to doing that. I don't carry my phone on my hip or anything like that. Everybody knows that watches my channel. We moved up here to get away from the city, to live a peaceful life. We're not trying to create drama for anybody or any situation. Our survey is obviously different than their survey, and theirs was done in '92. Ours was just done. And they're aggressively trying to protect their rights to draw an income from this hunting club, and we're just wanting to live here. We've offered a dollar for dollar, in different negotiations. They wanted to pay us $1,000 for an easement, and the easement would be forever. It was a one-time payment. We said, no, we don't want your money. We really just want to make sure that we have the land to the fence. So if you're willing to stand beside us to make sure that we have that, and, we'll give you the easement. It would be a trade. And he told my husband in so many words, no. And then he came back with, we were stressing his mother. She can't take the stress. So we've got a little drama here on the homestead, and I am just prayerful that this is all going to end peacefully, and it's going to be amicable for everybody. We bought a fully fenced property from the realty company. They advertised it verbally and written, and that's what they marketed. We've gone back to them, and they've told us, too bad. We've contacted the title company, and they won't call us back. We've contacted the surveyor, and he won't call us back. So we're going to have to start driving around and going directly into people's offices and barging in the door, per se, and just sort of see what we are able to do. Hiring a lawyer is option, but those are $200 an hour attorneys. we're prayerful. We're gonna take this with caution with everything that we've got going on. We need a tractor. We need a bush hog. We need my husband needs a new engine for his truck now. You know, we have resources. We're able to take care of all those things, just not in an immediate fashion. So we just have a lot of drama going on, and I just think this is, you know, you never know how strong you are till you're faced with these types of challenges. And neither my husband and I are afraid of it. We're just tired. We really just want to live here peacefully and quietly. And yeah, it gets to be so wearing on you emotionally that you start to second guess your thought of purchase. You start to second guess your decision, and you start to feel like, man, I don't really want to throw a whole bunch of time and money into a place that, you know, I'm going to be miserable living right next to their fence. And I told my husband, 40 acres plus or minus is a lot of land. The beautiful view for this property is down the hill. Our cabin faces the neighbor that we have a dispute with. So I told my husband, hey, what we could do is we could rearrange the way that you enter our property, and we could put a porch on the other side and come in from the other side, and we wouldn't have to look at his property. You know, there's a lot of different options you can do with a property like this. Would it be free? No. It would cost at some level. We could turn this into a shop and continue my business in this place and build another house in the lot next to this one, which would be adjacent to the septic, adjacent to the propane tank, adjacent to all of our electric and plumbing. It would be perfect. And we could face down the hill and have a beautiful view. I'm not going to give in. I'm not going to allow this to rock, you know, my peace. This is a challenge we're supposed to learn from, and my husband and I are going to learn from it. So during the winter months, during the fall and winter, I want to be putting together a greenhouse, and I want to be putting together a chicken coop, a small chicken coop. I want to be able to build a pig area to have 1 or 2 pigs for next year. My husband wants to have a few cows. We need to be busy putting all of our energy and focus into developing as much self-sustainability as we can instead of focusing on this. And I think this is truly just a distraction. So if you're a prayerful person or a positive thinking person, if you could just send those our way, we would really appreciate it. This won't last long, and it won't last forever. And my dad used to say, this too shall pass. And years from now, we're going to look back and see how we were brought from this situation. So I'm just going to leave it at that and let you know, update y'all, let you know we're here, we're working. Don't look behind me. I'm still working on this room, but now I've got a deadline. My son is coming here for Thanksgiving, so I've got to get this room cleaned up. This is all of my boxes for my business and sewing and everything is up in this room, in this loft, and we've got to get it to where he doesn't feel claustrophobic. And you know, he's a bit of a neat freak, so I want to get it cleaned up so he has some peace of mind of staying here, instead of showing up and really being scared and saying, oh my gosh, you know, it's too overwhelming. So I've got to get it cleaned up. And we're supposed to hit freezing tonight, so the ladybugs should die off, and we can commence. Next year I'm going to be more prepared for walnuts. I may look into doing or getting some equipment to process the walnuts, and maybe I can offer that to the community here. I don't know. But it might be worth it. It might be worth a business opportunity. I don't know. I'll need to pray about that. But anyway, I wanted to stop in and say hey. And I don't have a tea break. I don't have a coffee chat or anything like that. I have a water break. How's that? And I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you so much for the interaction and the positive feedback I get, the little notes on Facebook, and people wondering how we are. And yeah, it's awesome. My sub count is climbing for some reason. I don't really know. But once I get to 10,000, I will be doing a pretty nice giveaway. And I'm waiting to see how... I didn't want to do giveaways along the way. I know a lot of people do that. Not that I don't appreciate people, but I wanted my channel to grow organically and not be forced. And so... and I know I don't put out enough videos really to even deserve such subscribers. But once I do get to 10,000, I will be doing a nice giveaway. And I don't know if that's an Amazon gift card or I don't know. But I'm hoping it comes around Christmas time so that, you know, it'll benefit a family that really needs it. And... anyway, but I hope y'all have a blessed week. Find somebody to bless. And, oh, I just put another video out on, or I may do it after this video, I'm not sure. But look for the cold and flu soup I made, the cold and flu preventative soup I made. It's just a kick-ass soup. And if you've been traveling or you've been out in a highly populated area, it's just a great way to come home and sip on a soup like that and knock out any of those germs. It's, I think it would help anybody that's not really feeling good, has a sore throat, and check it out if you haven't already. And the recipes I always put on my Pots, Pans, and Pioneers. If there's not a recipe and you see a video and there's not a recipe, two things have happened. One, I haven't had time to do the recipe. Or secondly, it doesn't need a recipe because the recipe, I've given it to you over the video. And I usually won't say it's on my website unless I put it on my website. So, I could be wrong on both counts, but I keep getting asked to give the recipe for my chicken pot pie recipe, and it really doesn't need a recipe because the mini chicken pot pie recipe was merely a method of making less crust, condensed down, small, to serve more people. It really wasn't the best chicken pot pie in the world or anything like that. Any chicken pot pie recipe would work with this. All I did was eliminate calories in the crust. I just put the crust on the top and the bottom and not all the way around. But it's one of my most popular videos, and it gets the most criticism for some reason. I have no idea why. So anyway, have a blessed week, everybody, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye, y'all.